What's going on? Retire on Dividends here. Back to give a weekly update to my options trading and swing trading journey. And a lot happened this week. Mainly Tesla actually recovered. Tesla had, we'll say, okay earnings. They actually missed the estimates, but it seems like the forward guidance was enough to get people to, be bullish, and a lot of people bought into Tesla. So knowing that, since my options trading is based on one stock being Tesla, I trade on TSLL, which is a 2x leverage fund. The fact that Tesla actually recovered slightly, it brought me back into the game because, last week, as you recall, I was kind of stuck, right? Selling calls was a little harder than normal because my average, was much higher than the actual cost of the stock or the ETF. So since then, it has come up, so I'm back in the game. So obviously, we'll get into the numbers in a second. So obviously, yes, I am in the sell call part of the wheel. Obviously, this is, if you've never saw, my prior video, I did make a video on the basics of selling options and doing the wheel strategy, and this is just the outline of it. It starts with selling puts, and then if you get assigned, meaning you own the shares, then you sell calls, and then if you get assigned and you sell the shares, then you'll sell puts again, or if you don't, you sell calls again. So hopefully that makes sense, but go check out the my options trading playlist for more information. So anyway, let's get into the options. So what happened this week? What did I do? Well, let's see. I did a lot, to be honest. From the top, on the 16th, I had sold a put. This was a put with, believe it or not, $5.50 strike, because at the time TSLL was $5.82. Because I was under the impression I'm just gonna have to continue to try to recover, my position. So I sold a put through earnings. If you sell a put through earnings, it's high risk. However, it's also high reward. So I got 41 cents per share. I actually closed this one early. I closed it on the 24th, and I only had to pay 2 cents a share. So I got that $550 back back into cash, and I was able to actually buy some high yield dividend stocks. So, so I got $39 for that transaction. So all in all, the return on investment per day was 0.89%, which is really good. And if you annualize that, that's 323%. All right, so that's what I did with that one. Now, what did I do with everything else? So I did a lot. So since this did not get assigned, if that would have gotten assigned, I would have owned 1,000 shares of TSLL. Since it didn't, I own 900. So I own 900 shares. So since I own 900 shares, I'm going to sell calls. So in the beginning of the week, if you look, the stock price of TSLL was $5.25, right? Around there. And then on 4/22, I actually sold 3 different calls. And I sold them over earnings, okay? You'll see the expiration dates. One was May 10th, one was May 24th, and one was May 31st. I chose a strike price of $7.50 because that was close to my average. My average is a little above that, but it's okay because I've been getting premium, and my average based on premium is lower than that if I take all premium. However, so, that I'm basically saying, okay, I will sell, I did one contract each. I said I'll sell, 100 shares at $7.50 by, the first one says May 10th. If you pay me, in this example, it was only 10 cents per share. So I only got $10. Because again, keep in mind, that's way out of the money. That's 42% out of the money, that strike price. So that's why I didn't get too much. And that's annualized yield of only 38%. I know I say only, but based on what you've seen so far, that's actually very low. The next one, I only got 18, I got a little more money because I went a little further out in date. I got 18 cents per share, or $18, and that yielded produced an annualized yield of 39%. And the last one went out a little further to the May 31st, and that yielded, what did it yield? 37%. So again, I had to do what I had to do. The whole point was I wanted to sell some calls over earnings. So I sold those 3, and then I also sold this one here. At the time, the stock, the TSLL was 540. I sold another one over earnings for 750 strikes, same thing, and that one yielded 43%. So a little better than the others, but still. So that's 400 shares sitting in limbo with calls. Okay, and then we had earnings, and then went boom. Okay, it went up. So as soon as it went up, all right, it hit $6.73. So what did I do? I sold another call. This time I went out, pretty far, over a month. May 31st, I chose an $8 strike, which is 18% out of the money. It was 18% out of the money. I got a premium per share of 40 cents, which totals $40. And that's an annualized yield of 58%. Again, nothing crazy, but still pretty good. And then TSLL continued to go up because Tesla was going up. So on April 26th, I sold another call, but this one is going to expire next Friday. Okay. So now, as you can see, as this stock price gets closer to the strike price that I'm choosing, I don't have to go out a month or more, right? I can actually go out a week. That's what I want to do. I want to sell calls weekly, but I can't if my average is so high, which means I have to put very high strikes, all right? Obviously, the more out of the money I go, as you saw here, I went up 42%, 38%, 18%, 9% out of the money, that's not bad. So I'm able to go 1 week out, and for that, I got 20 cents per share or $20. And that's an annualized yield of 142%. So all in all, I was feeling, to be honest, pretty shitty last week because my average sucked, and I did not know what to expect with earnings. But earnings went really good. So I'm able to sell what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So 6 calls going, which means I have room to do 3 more calls for next week or the week after or whatever. Okay. So what does that look like in total? Well, total premium, this is since I started, I've made $726. So I broke it down by month. February, I made $108. That's when I started. It kind of started late in the month. March, I made $260 plus a dividend of $31. And for the month of April so far, I've made $358. And that's really going to help my monthly income. Because as you know, I sold out of Tesla. And Tesla paid a pretty good dividend for me each month. So since I completely sold out of that, I need something, to make it up. So this options premium income should do that. All right, so that's what I did for the week. So these right now are my current holdings. Again, I own 900 shares, right? So, and these are all the different strike prices I got. So based on strike price, my average is 783. And based on the cost basis of, when I got assigned, it's 756. However, keep in mind, I have been selling calls on some of these. Where is it? You can see, like in gray, some of these calls I've been selling and they're not getting assigned. So I'm not even adding that into, my cost basis. If I did, it would be even less. So that's why I consider my cost basis 750 or less, to be honest. So I'm not too worried if I do get assigned at 750. Obviously, I prefer to get assigned at 8 because then I'm definitely in the profit. But either way, so because again, I would prefer to not use the premium to help my cost basis. I would much rather prefer to use just what I paid. And that way, the premium is all income. I'm not touching it. I don't have to use it against, future losses. So again, my average for that purpose is 783. So if I look at my calls that I'm doing, again, I have 6 pending calls, 4 for 750, 2 for 8, okay? And then if I did 3 more at $8, then that's an average of 778 sale. So that would be a 5-cent gap, based on my strike cost basis. So that's okay. That's good. If TSL continues to go up, then I could do $8.50. I could do $9. We'll see. But as of right now, these the way things are headed, these could probably get assigned, especially the ones that are further out. But who knows? And if they get assigned, guess what? I don't care. In fact, the sooner that they get assigned, the better, because I'm really considering getting out of TSLL and using, a different fund, which I'll get into at the end. But because this is just, it was not a good feeling when I was down by a lot. But it is what it is. It happens, and I waited, and it worked out. All right, total income for the month. Not the month, I'm sorry, the week, I made $129, which is really good. The capital needed for that is $3,521. So that's a yield of 3.66%. That's really good. Not bad, for a week. So if I use the rate of return that's being pulled on here, right? I use the annualized return, and then this is averaging. Because the annualized field here is truly accurate because it uses the actual number of days to produce the annualized. So if I use that, my average rate of return on an annualized basis is 194%. So again, if I say I'm using $20,000 in capital, which hopefully I can get to that point where I can use that amount of money, then I could produce $38,000 in annual income, 38.9 to be exact. And that's a monthly income of $3,200, and weekly comes to $749. So again, as things get better, hopefully my capital grows and I can use $20,000 or even more. And then my options premium can get better and better. Now, so my plans, if all of these get assigned, if all of my calls get executed, I get assigned, and I have to sell my shares, then the big question is, what do I do? Who am I going to sell? Who am I going to use the wheel strategy on? Well, I have my little list here, and it's sorted by amount. And I'm going to have to get rid of half of this garbage because I am not comfortable using them. Fubo TV, yeah, that's not happening. I see them come up on my, when I try to, because I stream TV, but I use Hulu. Fubo is free. They're $1.39 per share. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. So as I go through these, who am I actually going to use? SoFi? Not really. Not comfortable with that. TSLL, obviously I'm using that now, so I'm somewhat comfortable. Riot, someone told me to use Riot, but that's super high risk. I see a couple people using CleanSpark. I'm not sure about that though. Mara, a lot of people use Mara. Yin is a 3X China ETF. It's $23. Pretty affordable. The one I'm really eyeing is TNA, to be honest. It's 30. Why is this not sorted? $35 should have been. If I do A to Z, is it gonna work? No, of course. Nope. Nothing works in the stupid Google Sheets app. You gotta love it. Wait, did it work? All right, it worked. What's going on? All right, there it is. But yeah, you see where it is. TNA is at 35.33. So I'm basically playing, if I did that, how much do I even have? Not enough, right? That would be, maybe 2 to 3 contracts. So let's just say I sold a put on TNA. I got assigned and my average sucks. I have only 2 more chances at most to protect it, to save that average. But TSLL, based on that current price, I have so much more. So I need more money if I want to use TNA. I wouldn't mind using TQQQ or SOXL, but again, I have to go through these and really figure out which ones I'm going to use. For now, I'm going to finish out TSLL. I may sell more puts. You never know. We'll see if it tanks again. But right now, I'm making money on calls, and I'm perfectly fine with it. So that's the update. Again, things got a lot better. I was getting miserable for a second there because all I was doing was the rescue mission, which is selling puts to rescue my average. And sure enough, I feel pretty good now. My average is at 783, and I think TSLL is going to hit that. And then I can sell calls at the money because I don't care if I get assigned, right? Because I could start the wheel all over again. But Either way, so that's where I stand. Again, I have 900 shares of TSLL. I have 600 of them locked up in calls, and they have scattered expiration dates and scattered strike prices. And I have three more contracts or 300 shares to play with heading into next week. Why did I save three? Well, it's basically in case TSLL continues to go up, then I want to have some shares available that I could sell calls on. You know, that and these expire. I only have one that expires next week, and then another one the following week, and then I got to wait 2 weeks. So I want to have some shares available, if need be. So that's why. All right, so let's move on to swing trading. And by the way, I know I always ask this. If you guys have any good, define good, right? Any good options ETFs that is worth selling, doing the wheel strategy on, that's not like extremely risky, but it's risky enough that it's worth it. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm okay with 3x leverage funds on the index. I'm okay with 2x leverage funds on really good, underlyings. But they, the premium has to be there too. So let me know if there's anything that's not on this list that you guys trade options on. Or if it's on this list and you trade options on it, let me know how it's been going. I'm just curious. I'm trying to be careful here, guys, on my journey. All right, swing trades. All right, as you know, I've been in the crapper here too. So, in summary, I sold out of TSLT. I saw an opportunity, made a very small profit, very small. I don't even know. How small was it? Wow, see, 26 cents. But why? Why do you ask? I don't know if you recall this video from last week. But basically, I got way too over allocated. I had too much money in too many different stocks, and I could not average down anymore, and I was running out of money. So I told myself, okay, if I can at least break even, or go up even a little, I'm going to sell all of those shares so I can get some cash so I can properly average down on the ones that are still down. So TSLT luckily recovered, so I was able to sell out of that and get some cash. How much cash? Well, not enough for now. I forget how much cash I have now, but again, I was down to like 2,000. I think I'm up to like 6 now. CONL, that's the double leverage coin one. Coin's been recovering, but unfortunately, since I was not able to continue to average down, and I had to wait, this recovery is not hitting my average yet. So I have to continue to wait on CONL. But I am at the point where I'm ready to average down on some of these to get out. Again, I just want to get out at this point, get out in a profit or get out and break even, and then start my strategy all over again, which will be, if you remember, I want to be in 3 funds at most. I need to limit myself to 3 funds at most. All right, who else am I in? I'm not in TQQQ at the moment. I'm not, and by the way, if TQQQ goes down, I'm not going to jump in because, again, right now I'm in more than 3 funds. So, of course, I have to wait. So, in the meantime, I'm losing out on opportunities if they come up. SOXL, I'm kind of stuck in 2. I only own 20 shares, though. So, we'll see what happens with that one. Apple, I was able, I'm out of that one. TNA, I only own 30 shares of that. But, again, it's an open position. The more open positions I have, the more I may have to average down if needed. Because again, if the entire market goes down, then I'm averaging down on what? Like 10, 12 stocks? Forget it. That's ridiculous. And since I do 500 a batch, you can just forget it. All right, so what's wrong with this formula? Average. Yeah, that's not the right formula there. Let me copy this. There you go. Yeah, because my average investment, I do 500 a pop. So I buy whatever amount of shares that hits 500. Obviously, I also keep it round numbers, 5, 10, 20 shares, whatever. So I also own MSFX. Again, currently didn't have an opportunity to sell out. I'm down. Anything I didn't sell, I'm down on. NVDX has been going, oh man. They were skyrocketing back up. But of course, Last time I bought was April 9th, so I never got to average down properly, and here I am just waiting. DPST, obviously, here as you can see, I had a chance to get out, and I made a profit. How much was the profit? Well, the gray one you can ignore because that was from the prior week, but it looks like, I made like $45. So I was able to make at least $45 from DPST this week, which is pretty good. TMF, another one I'm stuck in. This one I own a decent amount, 20, 40, 60 shares. So, what do I have? I have like 2,900 invested in them. Labu, I own a bunch too. About 30 shares, $3,271 just sitting there. Urti, see, I own way too many shares. 50, amount invested, 2,220. Gooks, no, luckily, well, not luckily because they actually skyrocketed. So again, another missed opportunity because I wasn't buying. Bit2, I don't own. Yin, I was able to get out this week. I made $20 though, so that's pretty good. Again, I'm getting out of everything because I'm in too many funds and I can't properly utilize my strategy if I can't average down. So you can see how many tabs I have. That's obviously how many funds I could be buying into. And also look at the swing stock, list. I have a list of 23 different stocks. And I'm buying whatever's on sale. But I can't do that anymore because obviously it's proven you could just run out of money pretty damn fast when there's a bearish market. So overall, the summary is, again, this is the overall profits. So right now, for the month of April, I'm up. Well, I've made a profit of $877, taxable wise, right? Taxable event wise, which means buys and sells. Obviously, the ones I'm holding, I'm down on, but I'm not selling them until I'm up. So these are taxable gains, even though they're not taxable because this is all done in a Roth. So yeah. So obviously, since I've been doing this, I made $2,575, which is pretty good. And I expect to make a lot more. And it's obviously, sometimes you need to learn through trial and error. And the way I learned is I can't just go crazy buying that many at 500 a pop unless unless I have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money. I have a decent amount of money in there. The total amount in that account, that's the retiring on dividends account, by the way. That's in the Roth. Half of it goes to the dividends, which we broke out, based on high, medium, and low risk. And then the other half, I'm doing this. I'm doing swing trading because I can't contribute anymore. This is my wife's retirement because she's not working. So my swing trading is the income. So again, I hope to produce income. So again, so far for April, I'm at 877. That's pretty good. That's actually more than what she probably would have contributed at her job. So we'll see how it goes, though. We still have a few more days of April. Hopefully some of these can turn green. If not, at least I have some cash now. I can average down again, so I could turn things around, which is really good. So yeah, that's the update. Again, everything it's much better update than last week. Let me just say that. I mean, if that's not clear, it's believe me, it's much better. So my options wheel strategy is perfectly fine. It's back in motion, no losses. My swing trading, I'm only down, I'm down on a bunch, but it's not as bad as it was. And, the other question is, do you think I should even bother swing trading TSLT? Or do you think my exposure on the wheel strategy with TSLL is enough? I don't know. That's one thing I've been thinking about. I might not even use TSLL at some point anyway, but either way, I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. So that is the quick, I don't know if we call it quick, but that was the update on my options trading journey and my swing trading journey. And again, my options trading journey, for context, that's actually in a taxable account. So anytime I make options premium, I will have to pay tax on that income. The swing trading, that is in the Roth account, as I mentioned. So I will not have to pay tax on that. Okay? Because again, my options premium is in my high yield account, and I'm basically making my own fund. Like it's my own. I consider it my own fund. I'm not investing in Tesla anymore. I'm doing retire on dividends version of it with TSLL. We'll call it the ROD Rod TSLL fund, right? So, and I'm having fun with it. That's the more important part. I'm having fun. I have fun tracking Yield Max, but I also have fun doing my own options. And, hopefully me sharing this may help some people. It may not. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know, though, because I do like sharing this, and I do like tracking it to see how it goes. But yeah, let me know, if this helps you, and if there's anything I can add to this data that may help you more, let me know as well. And as always, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, clearly. This is just for fun and entertainment. I'm just sharing my journey, and hopefully it's entertaining along the way. So again, I really thank you guys a lot for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know how your journey's going. Who are you trading options on? Are you doing the wheel strategy? Who are you choosing? And also, what do you do when you swing trade? Like, what's your do you have a special strategy? I mean, I have the most basic strategy. It goes down a lot, I buy it. If it goes up a lot, I sell it. That's pretty much my strategy. Because again, I don't like to make things too complicated. I don't have time to read charts, graphs, this, that, the other thing. I don't speak Greek. The whole shebang. I'm just the most basic investor, okay? But anyway, I'm done. I'm out of here. Like I said, if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. And if you have any questions, concerns, leave them in the comments below. If not, well, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Unless you watch my other videos, then obviously I'll talk to you very soon. Have a good one. Later.